Oh yes, guys, the AI narrative is back in full effect today. We have some massive breaking news that is going to shock you about the crypto industry specifically and AI. And we're going to talk about the best plays and the ones that I have the most high conviction in. You might know, but I have some breaking news and some developments that you need to hear, guys. So if you're excited for today's show, if you're here for the alpha, make sure you destroy that like button. If you like the gains that you're getting from this channel, destroy that like button. And if you're new to the channel, what's up? My name is Chasse. Been here in the space for 12 years now. My objective here on this channel is to help you guys maximize opportunity in this current bull market, minimize loss. Don't make stupid mistakes that a lot of people make when they come into the space. I made a ton of them. You know, in this space, it's not about how much money you make necessarily, because we all were way richer at one point last bull run than we probably are now. It's about how much money you keep. And I'm going to go into some of my theory on the show as well. And let's get into it, guys. But before, so if you were one of the yesterday I took down my video because I made it again, like this is the bull run. I've been working my ass off. If you guys don't know my background too much, like as far as what I do, it's a lot. And making this content is something that I feel is important because I'm really passionate about what I do. And I believe that there's a lot of things that we are building that are going to demonstrate the power of token economics, token models, and true alignments. Like, and some of you guys watching who are just like, shut up, Kyle, show us the meme, the shitcoin casino. Okay, but I believe that there are, I believe there will be a day when applications that are built, like or dApps, decentralized applications, will have their chat GPT moment, that moment where people understand the power of what's going on here and the underlying technology. It's the whole core basis of blockchain and decentralized applications are essentially removing middlemen, right? So you remove middlemen, you have better, more transparent, immutable governance, and really there's one of the most interesting things from is that peer-to-peer, no middlemen aspect, in my opinion, because we can build protocols with technology today that allow you to interact with another person or machine, and you don't have to trust them. Right? This is why it's kind of ironic that we call it trustless, but we're building trustless systems. So there's no trust needed because the smart contracts and code do everything, and we're building systems where we can do really cool things. Like we can be completely pseudo-anonymous if we want to behind an ID and still know that the person we're talking to on the other end is who they say they are. And so I'm really excited about it. Just to say that, I guess that if you were one of the 5,000 or 6,000 people who did watch the video yesterday before I took it down, there might be a little bit of repeating information here, but today will be much more concise. Yesterday I was just exhausted. I had, I don't know, like 6 hours of sleep in like 4 days or something like that. And again, it's 6 a.m. right now. And I just off a call before this, but I guess I'll get into like just real quick why I was doing that. I just have like very, very exciting stuff that's coming into the works for the stuff that we're building. I can just say that I'm really like, this is what drives me. And I've been talking to some amazing AI projects, not just the one that I made a video about last week, but another one as well that I'm just excited for, because I don't know. Anyway, I'll get to the show because I can't say too much right now, but I'm excited. Okay, so let's go to the Bitcoin charts over here. And again, I told you that Bitcoin is going to chop sideways for a while. It is chopping sideways for a while. This is why I'm not in any leverage positions right now. It's just nerve-wracking, because I'll tell you what, I was very tempted at this see this candle up there, this scam wick. I'm like, oh man, it's gonna fly right now. There was a lot of momentum behind it. I watched I think it was Ivan and Rand show, Brand show earlier today, and he was like, yeah, this is a very healthy, and we, hit all-time highs. We're gonna break through it strong, and I just, not that I wanted to open a trade, but I'm glad I didn't. And honestly, because I feel much more comfortable. I sleep better when I do sleep at night, knowing that I'm solidly in like sound positions, right? And so conviction is a word that you'll hear me talk about a lot as we move forward. But the good news is that we have a positive net inflow after 5 consecutive days of net outflows last week, for a total inflow of $418 million. That's a big one. And surprisingly, it's Fidelity leading the pack as well with almost $279 million in, and Grayscale still hemorrhaging. Whatever, Grayscale, get out of here. Bye. It's probably just being rehypothecated. It's probably leaving Grayscale, going into Fidelity or BlackRock. And we have the 11th party late to the 11th guy late to the party. The Hashdex ETF was approved for Bitcoin spot. So one more asset manager out there slinging Bitcoin on the corner for us. That is good. But it's not just one more, because Hong Kong, and of course, like, you know, you guys know there's this like economic war between the United States and China, right? And so there's no way. I'm surprised it's taken them this long. But the news here is that they expect in Q2, which is like basically today or in the next few days, could be next few days, could be next 3 months. There will be likely, we've talked about here on the show before, many different Bitcoin spot ETFs approved there. And it looks like maybe they're going to do in-kind assets, no paper Bitcoin, but that just means spot, right? As like underlying assets, same as the ETFs that are in America. But I don't know, maybe we had this whole discussion on the show before too about like in-kind versus cash redemption. Anyway, we don't need to go into the show. The point is buy pressure is about to get even bigger, more reasons to be bullish on Bitcoin. And we're still waiting to hear more news from the Ethereum ETF. And yeah, we'll see. But again, the purpose of, you know, like what we're doing here on the channel is to make money, right? Like we want to teach you guys what to look for. And then again, really, again, my objective here is to tell you what I'm doing, right? And so always you have to assume that if I'm telling you about something, for the most part, if I'm talking about a specific project or something, I likely I'm an investor in it. And if I'm not, I'll tell you that I haven't done it yet. I guess always make that assumption, right? And because it makes the most sense that I'm going to talk about the things that I've bought into. Obviously, why would I tell you that something's good and exciting if I don't have a bag of it myself? Now, I might talk about things and cover ecosystems, like say, here's, you know, the meme coin system, meme coin ecosystem developing on Base, for example, and I might tell you about like Toshi and all these things over there. But, you know, I don't have bags of those. I might just tell you this is what's going on. If you guys want to go look over there, go check it out. But this is really exciting to check out, guys. So we have this, you know, and I'm not one to really pay attention to charts too much, and maybe I should pay more attention to charts because this looks pretty damn similar. So you have, and if this is accurate, you think the gains we've been making so far are good. Look at so, and I'm in the opinion that this bull run will feel more like 2017 bull run than 2021. What does that mean? That means it's more parabolic, bigger returns, more insanity, more pumpamentals, like more money being made, more hysteria, more just delusional, crazy money being made everywhere. So let's take a look at this. So this is the chart that is, let's see, this date right here was essentially the beginning of 2016. And you can see you had this kind of slow move up. People didn't really know that they were in a bull market, but like they knew that they were kind of not in a bear market anymore. It's like kind of like how 2023 felt. You know what I mean? Like we were moving up all year, but like we weren't making tons of money. We were making money, right? And it felt like positive. And I told you guys that also, if you've been watching this channel since I've been consistent for the past like 9 months or whatever, I told you back then that it felt like we're in a bull market to me. But it didn't feel like it's about to feel right now. Because if you look at this chart, so this is 2016 and this is 2017. Bam. Right? And then you have this collapse. And then you have these double bottoms that happen right before this parabolic run up, double bottom. This is the 2021 bull run over here, double bottom. And these yellow areas here are identifying when things are about to get crazy. And it's always post-halving, basically. I mean, historically has always been. We might be accelerated a little bit on this cycle. And of course, that would make sense with ETFs. But the point of all this is to say that you should, I can't give you financial advice. I personally am allocated, right? My capital is allocated into the things that I like. And you guys know what they are because I've been telling you about all of them. And it is, and we have to pay attention to narratives, and we have to pay attention to what we want to do and what we want to spend our money on and what you want to put your attention into, right? That's also really important. So if we go over here to our Kaito portal, we can see that the map of the narrative mind share right now is AI, L2s, which is kind of interesting. This is popping up here. Memes. It's still number 4 as far as asset mind share. Real world assets, which is a show yesterday that I've taken down. Maybe I'll put it back up. I don't know. And then we have, also, this is also, guys, I don't know if you've heard about the Runes protocol being built the same by Casey, who did the inscriptions and ordinals. But that is an evolving narrative coming up too. So it's not launched yet. It launches at the halving. That's when we will start to see the Runes narrative pick up. But for now, I can just tell you that I'm talking to like several different people working in the ecosystem. It should be a big narrative. I still think it's a niche narrative, just like BRC20s and ordinals were a niche. And I'll just say that I haven't given it much thought, that whole ecosystem, because Bitcoin was never at its core ever built for that, right? And I'm not saying that it shouldn't be done. Things evolve, and even my favorite voice of Bitcoin and blockchain has been Andreas Antonopoulos. And if you guys don't know who that is, Andreas Antonopoulos, I suggest that you go and watch a lot of his videos, especially the ones from 2000 and 2015, 16, like when I was just listening to his 30, 40-minute speeches about that was super inspiring for me. And that's where a lot of the core fundamental, like Andreas is rooted in, these principles of what a true open, public, permissionless, immutable, peer-to-peer, censorship-resistant blockchain should look like. And I love that. Like that's what I love to do. And when you understand these kind of things, it will also help you identify, who's building what and who's going to be the longest lasting. Because when you can build a good UX, right? It's all about user experience, is what it's going to come down to, about these things actually being adopted. Once we get a good user experience, and that's happening with account abstraction, chain abstraction, we talked about the channel many times. And for those of you who are new, that just means removing the complicated aspects that are always burdensome when you come into the space, right? The MetaMask and the seed phrase and these things that make it really interactive, quite clunky. That will go away. That will go away soon. So then what you have left is something that feels like a Web 2 application, but what's really, it's going to be this evolving process, right? And now you can kind of trick people. You can kind of trick people into thinking that you're creating something valuable, when you're really not. I'll give you an example, and it doesn't take, So let's just take Commonwealth and Paid Network, for example, right? The two projects that we have right now, right? Commonwealth is focused at decentralized VC, and Paid Network, a launchpad, right, for some private and public sales. And if you look at what I've been doing, it's all about trying to really create that closed loop circular token economy. Why is that important? Well, it's important because it allows peer-to-peer interactions to happen, and to make sure that all the value created within that ecosystem is kept within that token ecosystem. And when you do that, and it works, and it's a good user experience, it will blow your mind. And I don't know that's been demonstrated yet very effectively in anything I've seen. And so when that's done really well, and someone creates a system, a dApp, a protocol that is used by a lot of people, and it generates a lot of revenue, essentially, right? It's very valuable because it generates a lot of revenue. And all that revenue stays within that token system. You will understand the difference of something that's built within the ethos of Web3 and these fundamentals versus like people who are, people or companies posing as Web3 things that have a token that don't feel that full value of the product that it's representing. Anyway, that's a little tangent there, but it is important because it'll help you guys identify when you're doing research, when you're looking at things. And let me know in the comments below if you would like a video. I know like this is not like go buy this coin right now, but I do think that it's important that people understand these kind of things because it's helped me to identify, great projects, great founders, and people with good intentions, the people who, and as an investor too, when you look at founders, you have to understand what is the core motivation for them, right? Do they really want to build something disruptive and useful for the world? Or are they just trying to do cash grab or just trying to make money? And it's a big thing to ask. Anyway, let's go on. So this is apparently AI actor, and then talk about crypto. Let's see.
Bobo billions are programmed.
I bought on Uniswap last night and I'm like shaking right now. I mean,
like who doesn't love a bear?
And Bobo.
And Bobo?
Bobo, so cute.
So cute.
Bobo billions.
Bobo billions. Let's get this honey.
Let's get this honey. Virtual reality AI is going to be interesting, huh? So that's the narrative, guys. And now, like, and I feel like this is just a little bit, like Tether is going to the AI thing now. What are you going to do, Tether? I don't really know. I read this article, and trust me, guys, there's like not much in there. It's just, I feel like it's, so back in 2017, you had like these companies, right, that were traded on the stock exchange, and they would just put like, I think did Kodak do this? I think it was Kodak or something. Right? And they just put like Kodak blockchain, and they changed their name, right? And like, and their stock would pump like, like 50% or something like that when they did it back then. I feel like that might be happening right now. But it is. Like, when you look at AI projects and you go to like CoinGecko or something, you like search by artificial intelligence. I'll tell you guys, most of those guys are not AI projects. Most of those guys are taking innovation that like they're integrating someone else's AI into something that's probably a centralized company, and they're pawning this off with a tag from CoinGecko that they're an AI project. They're not. And anyway, but not to say there aren't real builders. There certainly are. So I think this is interesting. So ANKR network is actually rolling out a new layer 2, which is going to be focused on AI. Feels early to me. It feels opportunistic. It feels like they're taking advantage of a narrative, but I haven't looked into it deeply. I'm just delivering a bit of news to you. Regardless, if you're looking to make money, like this ANKR token will probably skyrocket, because what I do like about this, which does demonstrate integrity to me, is that they didn't just make a new token, right? ANKR could have easily, the team could have just popped off a new token, raised some money for it, said, hey, we did ANKR. Like, no, they're building this thing, and the ANKR token will be the same currency that operates this layer 2. So you have the value accrual that stays within the token. I like that. That demonstrates integrity. That does say something good about this, right? If it was just a cash grab, they would have made a new token. You get a follow for me. Look, not a lot of followers right now. Go check it out. So this is big news in the crypto space. 3 of the giants in the AI industry here in crypto land, SingularityNet, Fetch AI, and Ocean Protocol, are talking about a merger, which I think this might be the first time that we've seen something like this happen in crypto. I could be wrong, but like as far as I can remember, and they're going to merge to create one behemoth. And I forget what the valuation was, $7.5 billion aggregate value between the 3 of them. So, I mean, it makes sense, if you can find another, if you're a founder of a project or you're running a project and you find another founder of another project that you guys jam together, and like you realize that 1 + 1 doesn't equal 2 necessarily, but 1 + 1 might equal 3. And in this case, 1 + 1 + 1 doesn't equal 3. Maybe 1 + 1 + 1 equals 10. Maybe that makes a lot of sense, right? If 1 + 1 equals 2, usually that doesn't make sense in it. But if they can figure out how to leverage the relationships, the technology, and put that together in the proper way, then a merger might make sense. It also might allow the teams to work together, and they all maybe have their talent pool. So maybe they fill some gaps that they had that one's housed. I don't know details, but that was a big deal. Ilya, Great guy. Hung out with him in Dubai for a bit. Actually, it's talking about him about building something I really want to build one day that someone hasn't. We jammed on that discussion, and I would. It was super smart. He was one of his career was in like machine learning, AI. He was working on TensorFlow model, and so yeah. Also, I'm pretty bullish on Near. One thing that Ilya did admit to me when we were hanging out is like yeah, our marketing isn't very good, but like they're doing pretty damn good. I mean, they're doing a lot better than Polkadot has done to do marketing. So like that dead token represents an ecosystem that so far has been dead. And I hope to see it come back because Gavin is brilliant. But anyway, so it was kind of a joke. Like the biggest news in the space is like, Jensen Huang like touched Ilya's arm, and that's the biggest news in crypto. Like, but Ilya being on stage with him did pump the price of Near. Okay, so we're gonna go and talk a little bit about like now AI and meme coins, and so I have a little bit of something to say about this. Basically, you guys know it's meme season, and meme season might last all bull market. Probably looks like it's going to. Now, for me, you guys notice that I haven't been like I haven't been talking about it much, and I'm not paying attention to it too much. Not because there's not opportunity there. There certainly is. But and people are making money, but you're also losing money, right? And oftentimes the people who are making the money in this shitcoin casino, and these are not like most of these things that you just saw on the screen before. Look, it's getting light outside. They're not legit projects. They literally like someone came up with this a random thing in like 10 hours and threw up a website and then put a token out there. And then some people organize a bit better and they're like, yeah, let's create a meme coin and let's just put it out there and then get everyone to talk about it. And they give these tokens to all their friends and they go talk about it and then they pump it a bit. But I can guarantee you that 99.99% of these things will not, and by these things I mean these things, will not be around for sure. Like most of these things will go back to damn near close to zero, like shortly after they launch. Some of them will get some better following, and usually the ones that have something innovative will as well. For me, I like to have more high conviction in my play, which means you can't have high conviction in something that launched yesterday. Right? Like you can't. And I was watching, so let's just say I was watching someone's show and then like there was a panel on meme coins and they say that you have to, like there's a kind of also the meme about having an IQ of 50 or very low IQ to be able to understand the meme game. But I also don't think that's true, right? Because the ones that we've talked about on this channel, then I went heavy into, there was something that we saw there that was unique about them, right? With Pepe, I didn't know at the time that wasn't the real Pepe, but it worked anyway. But you guys know now that are following the channel, you know what, if you know, and we'll talk about it in just a second here. But so that one we had conviction with. Bonk took me a little while to get in, but still crushed it with Bonk. Still talked about the channel very early, still was up a ton, sold it on the Binance listing, just crushed and executed that one, right? That was the Solana leader. Now it's WIF, and WIF, I still have high conviction in. Why? Because WIF is, because it's literally a dog with a hat. No, it's versatile. Like you could put the hat on anything. Like I saw someone in the comments today for Brian Armstrong's post on Coinbase about how they did it with the legal case. And congratulations, Coinbase. That's awesome. Thanks for fighting for us. But someone just put Brian Armstrong with a hat, and it's the hat, it's the versatility of the hat that makes it viral, And so virality is important, and versatility is important, right? And so you can't have like the founder of Solana's cat be very successful, like on a big scale. It can be popular within our little echo chamber, but you'll notice the memes that made it to the billions of pluses weren't someone's cat, right? And I don't hear anyone talking about Taylor Swift's cat anymore either. And maybe I'm wrong. Maybe she's still out there. He's still out there. I don't know. But the meme should be something that anybody in any country can understand, that's relatable to anybody. That's how it becomes more viral, right? And I think that we have to get into utility, right? And this is why I think the peppening is going to happen. The peppening is happening, as I'd like to say. So what are we talking about? So, over the past, since we first talked about BasedAI and PepeCoin, a lot has happened since then, other than the charts being amazing. And then, of course, Ran going on his show today and talking about it. And Ran, if you're watching, or Ran's community, there was a couple things that were incorrect. I'll clear them up here, but it's okay. Like the major point was that this is the real deal here. And I've been getting more and more bullish as I continue to talk to the devs and been helping them out with a few things. Like one of the things that's super messed up is that, I mean, it's not super, but like anyway, like they're like, for example, it's not even on CoinGecko. It's not even, you can't even find it in their memes, right? And like, so I finally, just because I know Bobby, the founder of CoinGecko, I just reached out and said, hey guys, can you please put the proper designation on like the category section for PepeCoin? And so that hopefully will be done soon, so that when we look at branch or bubbles, we can actually see the real Pepe in here as well. So if you guys haven't checked out my show on BasedAI and PepeCoin, that was made last week, 5-6 days ago, and yeah, that was really the word started spreading pretty crazy after that. It's up phenomenally well, and this is what I'm talking about when you have high conviction, right? And we'll get into the PepeCoin. Oh, sorry, I need to share my screen with you guys here. So like, yeah, I said, when I said this, banter bubbles, like, PepeCoin is not even there because, like, probably because there's CoinGecko submissions, like 1,000 meme coins a day probably right now. And like, and they just thought it was another one. So I was like, Bobby, this is not just another shitty meme. This is like the real deal. Like, please just send this to somebody just to fix it. He's like, okay, fine. So I'm going to talk a bit about the, this is why I'm bullish here. And also let me, before I forget something here, let me do this, because a lot of you guys in the comments are asking where to buy these coins. And I want to send you to, let's see if this is, let me just spell it. Oi. Express. This is my girlfriend's channel. She's going to kill me that I don't know how to spell it. Let's see. What am I missing here? There we go. One S. So this is Jessica, my beautiful girlfriend. So if you go to videos here, this one, buy your first coin, right? So I told her, I said, babe, you need to make some, like, please, because her channel is focused on a lot of like communicating to a way that if you just entered crypto, you could understand what she's talking about, right? So, we obviously hang out a lot. We got a lot of same information. So you can think she has her own take on a lot of stuff that we talk about, but it's quite familiar. But I told her, I said, you should do some tutorials, because a lot of people on my channel are asking how to do things, how to go buy BasedAI, how do you go buy PepeCoin, like whatever. So she made a video here. I don't know if she's got playlists here, like tutorials or something. Crypto information tutorials playlist. There you go. Hopefully she added to it. But anyway, go follow her over there. Subscribe to her channel. Give her some love. Make sure you like, subscribe, and she will be doing more tutorials as well. So I said read my comments, see what kind of like tutorial things that you need to make, and then please go over there and so because while I understand there's a lot of new people watching the channel, there's a lot of not new people, and so I can't like do tutorials in this main videos. But anyway, let's go back to it. So what's happening? So this is why have crazy high conviction here on the real Pepe. First of all, I made the video. I told you guys that the PepeCoin, that's ticker PepeCoin right now, is the actual original PepeCoin, right? And I don't need to tell the whole story again, but this is the chart for it right here, right? And we talked about it 5 days ago, here, 6 days ago here, right? And so this Pepe is up 2.5x from 5 days ago, and BasedAI is about now 2x. Look at that chart, all-time highs, baby. So, but why? Why, Kyle? Why do you have so much conviction? Why did you sell all of your fake Pepe for the real Pepe? Well, that should answer your question, because the real Pepe is a team built of real devs with original ideas and content. But of course, they've progressed from a layer 1 blockchain that also had the first NFT marketplace and the creativity to actually put the biggest meme in the world into a token. And but more importantly, I mean, that is important, but more importantly now is this transition from the team being known, a non-dev team being known from, the guys who created the layer 1 blockchain for essentially memes and intellectual property and this kind of stuff, to a much more serious project. And that was serious. That was, the intention was around protecting and preserving, internet freedom and intellectual property, and being able to store on-chain images and intellectual property, right? And that knowledge set transferred over to what they're building right now, BasedAI by Base Labs. And so you just have this massively, I wouldn't say undervalued, but upside opportunity here, where the easiest thing to compare Based to is BitTensor. And, this team, because I talked to the team at BasedAI, quite a lot, but we also had in-depth discussions as well. They're not the only ones who have told me that BitTensor has limitations, and it's oftentimes it's not the first thing that tries to do something that becomes the most popular, or the one that becomes used. Like take the MySpace to Facebook to Instagram, TikTok, and and now X again, right? But there is also something valuable about dominating market share, and then also about infrastructure is a little bit different, right? Like the internet was, what's it called? What is this, like, base? I completely forgot. This base layer that they laid down, right? That it was a horrible infrastructure, and people said that if we would have built an internet again, like from the scratch, we wouldn't have used that as a kind of the base layer of internet, right? We would have we would have built it differently. But they did, and they kept it there, and they just kind of duct tape and bubble gun on top of it until we have what we have today. And so the reason I'm saying that is because Ethereum seems like it will always be Ethereum, and it will always be the institutional chain of choice. It seems like, because if you are making, I'm not going to go into the reason why, but Ethereum, Bitcoin was becoming it did for us for personal sovereignty of freedom of money, right? Freed us from government ran inflationary shitty fiat to a more secure, sound store of money. It was supposed to be a peer-to-peer digital cash. We could get in debate about the block size wars and all this kind of stuff, but it's not necessary. The point is, if Bitcoin it is becoming the world reserve currency. That is a fact. I've talked about it in many videos. It's not a matter of if, it is just a matter of when. Ethereum is the world computer, and my theory is that BasedAI is going to be the world brain. And when I made my video when I was in Saudi Arabia on Alula, I said I was looking for this, right? And that's why I wanted to go into more depth on BitTensor. But it does seem like this is what they're attempting to build, right? It's going to be like this world brain, and they do have these different brains, right? This is why, and this is what, and let's just go ahead and talk about that right now. So, just so we why you should be extremely bullish on the PepeCoin, and then which one do you buy? And so basically what's happening here is, and if you go to getbased.ai, you can go here and just click on this link here, right? So this is the homepage, and then click here on brain launch. And because you might need to read this a few times to understand it. But essentially what happens is there is, right now there's 133 million PepeCoins or whatever, right, out there. But in order to get a brain, and a brain is like a valuable piece of real estate. Think of it like a valuable piece of real estate. Where think about if you had a brand new city built, right, and it was like the core city, like Manhattan or like some downtown Dubai or something, and that was and there was only a finite amount of property that you could buy around that infrastructure. But that infrastructure had everything. It had highways, had power, had water, had entertainment, had food, everything. And you needed to build it. You wanted to, and there's just some real estate all surrounding that. And there was never going to be any available ever again. And there would be two ways that you could have that real estate, and then you could do whatever you want with that real estate. You could rent it out, and if anyone comes and uses it, then they have to pay you revenue. Or you could build whatever you want there and build infrastructure, and then people can come use it. I could build a skyscraper and people can come occupy it. If it's office space, they pay me for rent for office space. If it's retail, they pay me rent for retail. If they're homes, they can buy homes from me, or they can pay me rent, whatever. And so it's kind of like that if you have to explain it in the best way. And so there's going to be 1,024 brains, right? Think of it like that rare real estate where if you own it, you control it. If someone's building on it, they pay you rent. If you own it, you don't have to pay yourself rent, but you do earn money from the entire network as well, and BasedAI tokens. So the way that the BasedAI tokens are being emitted right now, the emission schedule, essentially on Bitcoin, they're mined. On Ethereum, in the early days, they were mined and then went to proof of work, and now they're inflated through thin air. And BasedAI tokens are emitted through staking PepeCoin, right? And so in order to get a brain, when the mainnet launches for BasedAI, which is in May, or no, sorry, they're actually doing the brain mint in April, and then mainnet should go live in May for BasedAI, and so there's essentially two ways you can get it. One, you can stake 100,000 PepeCoin, and I was just chatting with one of the developers yesterday, and I was trying to understand why someone would want to do that, because 100,000 PepeCoin right now is it's like $450,000, right? And essentially, you just get to lease that brain. You don't own it, and after if at any point in time, as long as those 100,000 PepeCoin are staked, you can have it in perpetuity, and then you can return it at any time, and you get your PepeCoin back. And eventually, if all of these brains become occupied, then this happens, and you remove 107,563,530 from supply. Bam, gone. It cuts 80%. You've never seen a supply shock in your life like that before, right? And so you're going to see the people burning the hell out of something. And then there was this other discussion I had with someone who said, well, after that happens, Kyle, like, what's this PepeCoin, like, why would anyone have PepeCoin anymore? Well, one, like, my knee-jerk reaction was, well, are you kidding me? This is like a super scarce, rare item of like the world brain, like the OG. It's like owning a piece of the Titanic or something like that. Or it's a bad example, but like, I don't know. I don't know. It's just a memorialized the first Pepe, the real Pepe meme coin that kind of instigated everything, and goes into the our world moving forward about this kind of central infrastructure that builds out a way that we can have a trustless relationship with AI, and we need that, right? And I talk more about that in that video I made about it, specifically how they use FHE and ZK to encrypt all the data. But anyway, but the other thing is too, is there's still people working on PepeCoin websites. So if you go to pepecoin.com, you actually have like this full thing with, and I talked about in the video as well. But anyway, that's why we're going to see a mad dash for PepeCoin, because the demand's going to be so insane. It's inevitable, in my opinion, this is going to happen. So I just summarized this for you. I'm not going to talk about it anymore, but I am going to talk about conviction right now, right? And so these are my meme coin plays. Like this, it's whiff, and whiff. I'm going to have to decide, like, at some point, I really want to see this thing put on the Las Vegas Dome, and I think we might be, and we also might be at a point where there's enough new retail coming into the market where that joke, bro, it's literally just a dog with a hat, could continue to go viral and entertain enough new people to continue to buy it. So I still haven't sold any of this, and we're up on this thing 78x since I talked about this channel. And why, and I think there's a good chance this thing goes 100 billion. It's at 3 billion right now. So another, it has, another 33x to go in it. My philosophy, I guess, is trying to understand things, try to identify things that I have a high conviction in, or build conviction over time, and go heavier and heavier and heavier as I have more conviction, right? And I'm telling you guys on this channel the ones that I do have conviction in. But I don't have time to go out and play shitcoin casino. No problem if that's no problem if you do. You can make good money. Just understand that when you're listening to, a space that I'm doing with Mario, or you're listening to Rand show or whatever, the people that are coming on there and they're telling you that they're making these millions of dollars, like, where are they coming from? These guys, most of them have some sort of inside information, right? They've got some advantages that you don't have. You have to understand that. You have to understand they're using sniping tools, and so I just want to be, you guys, I just want to be realistic with expectations here about, and where you spend your time and effort and energy. I'm not saying that I'm not going to talk about meme coins on this channel anymore. I love the culture. I love the culture, and I think that that we should implement some more culture in the things that we're doing. A Commonwealth kind of has a meme that's the winky face in a way, right? And I've talked with the paid team about, like, how do we get paid? This should be some sort of meme, like not meme, but more culture. I like it. I think it shows that we can come, and we can be fun, and we can still fuck shit up, right? We can be disruptive, but we don't have to have a suit and tie. We can still fuck shit up. And with a you can fuck shit up with a hat, like that. That's what I like about it. So, anyway, that's my philosophy here. Of course, I do have smaller bags of things I have talked about. The Jensen I still have, because someone who I regard highly in this industry, I know is well connected, told me, hey, you should buy this thing, and so I bought it, and I told you guys in the VVIP chat, and so I'm just, so I hold it, but I'm not spending a lot of time in this kind of thing. I'm just finding things that are making me really excited, like new innovative stuff, and then telling you guys about that. So anyway, I know that was a lot, rambled on for a bot. And my researchers pulled this one up. I don't know. I don't really. He said that he mentioned this PepeCoin alliance here, but Vitalik in 2000. I mean, it's so let me just read what Pokemon Face says: is pay attention to what's happening with PepeCoin. Vitalik Buterin just liked this 7-year-old tweet where he was talking about PepeCoins. Keep in mind, the founder of PepeCoin knows Vitalik since before Ethereum was a thing, and even participated in the ETH launch party in 2015. I don't know if this is true or not. Maybe it's true or not. 0x. Yeah. Anyway, let me know if that's true. If you guys know. And guys, I'm out. I'm gonna go to bed. Have a wonderful day, evening, afternoon, wherever you are. I'll catch you guys tomorrow. And guys, and also know that, like, I do these 5 days a week, right? 5 days a week, I do these for you guys. Once in a while, there'll be days when I don't make a video. And if I don't, it's because I've had a crazy day and I'm exhausted and I need to take that day off. Please don't hate me for it. And if you guys watch my channel every day, like I love you for it. Thank you for that. It's really an honor actually. And sometimes I talk to somebody who, like, oh yeah, I watch your channel every day or something. Like, it's awesome to hear that. I really appreciate it. And so I just want, my job isn't a full-time content creator. Obviously I'm really trying to build cool stuff. And so, so if I don't make a video a day here or there, or sometimes even 2 days in a row, what I realized yesterday is yesterday would have been much better for me just not make a video than try to force a video when I really needed to just go to sleep, And the reason it's now 6:45 in the morning and I've got energy is because I had to actually sleep all day, and that messed up my schedule, which means I had to reschedule meetings and stuff like that. Anyway, I'm just talking to you guys because I feel like a lot of you guys we're homies now. Like you guys watch my stuff like 5 days a week, and so I just want to explain that if I'm not making a video, it's not because I didn't feel like it. It's because I need to prioritize my health, sleeping, and focus so that I can bring you guys the best value possible. Because my whole every core, every cell of my body wants to build something fantastic in this space that demonstrates the power of decentralization and the pure ethos of Web3 and blockchain. See you tomorrow, guys.